Welcome to the Modifier series, and today we're gonna attack our very first one, and that is the array modifier. So, the array modifier, what do we see here? We have a lot of options, and we're going through every single thing, okay? So, first thing we see is the fit type. The fit type controls how the length of the array will be determined. So, a fixed count will just have, let's look in here, we have a cube and then another cube next to it, another one, another one, another one. That is a fixed count. So every time just one will be copied and be placed next to the other one. Next to it will be the fit length. The fit length is just the length that you have, right? It will be determined by the length. So you have here meters instead of just counts. So we have there a length. And then we have a fit curve. For this we need a curve, so we can add a curve here. Shift a curve, Bezier. And if you want to apply this, you can click on this curve, object, and now the length will be as long as this curve, okay? It doesn't mean that it's gonna follow it or anything like that. It just has the same length as this curve. And we can of course make it follow it, but that's another case. So let's go back here and look at our offsets. So we have relative and constant. I'm going back to the fixed count and I do a count of 3. You can see that the 3 will be duplicated next to each other. And this duplication is exactly where the other one ends. So that is the bounding box ends there. So from there on another one will be duplicated. That is a relative. It will be relative to this object. If we do constant though, then we will have meters. So now you can choose meters or centimeters, whatever you want, and it will be arrayed around that particular part. You can also see that we have more options than only the x-axis. We have the x, y, and the z-axis. So if we want to duplicate it or array it, as I rather would call it, around the x-axis, but we also want it a little bit lower, let's say, then you can also change the z-axis from here and the y, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. We also have the object offset. Here we can choose an object, and if you want to have the offset around that. And I can better explain this if I have a empty in here. So I'll put an empty exactly in the middle, and for this purpose I'm gonna put our cube a bit more up. And now we're gonna choose, you can click it like this, or you can choose it in a drop down menu here, and we can we can offset it around this particular object. You can keep any of these on if you want, you don't have to. And now if we move our empty, you can see that all this stuff moves around with it. With this, from memory, you gotta be careful that your location and all that stuff is also in a perfect spot. So if I change the location, rotation and scale, you can see that some stuff might change, and right now everything will be inside here. And this is a great way, what I at least find, is to create circular things, like maybe something for clocks, like time or whatever. As you can see, you can play around a lot with this. Let's look at our merge modifier. So I have this little part of a tire track right here. We want of course the count to go up, and I'm gonna put this around this circle. I have a curve modifier for this one, and I'll go later of course into that one that has its own video, but this will apply here, and the count has to go up a little bit more so we reach the end. So if we do not apply the merge modifier, let's look what happens. Apply. Then you'll see that all these little parts, of which this whole tire consists of, are not merged, which can be very annoying. So let's merge them together. We use merge. You can see two options popping up here. With our merge accepted, let's look how it looks now. This is perfect. But there's one problem. The end and the beginning of this tire, those do not merge. And in a circular object, we want them to merge as well. So let's go back even a little bit more. First to last is the option that we need. First to last merges this one, this first row of vertices with this last row of vertices here. So we can apply that. And if we now apply it, you can see that even that one, well, right now it is not totally together, and that has another reason, but normally it will be together. It is not together because the distance is not set to the perfect space, to the perfect distance, I mean. I can show this in another way. If we scale this a little bit down, scale it a little bit down around the y-axis, or even go relative a little bit up, so we have a little bit of a gap here, then we can change the distance to still make them merge. You see? And this is a great way to, if you have some gaps in it, that you can make them merge. That's it. So that is how you make something circular, and that's how you merge all the stuff together. Let's go to the UVs. The UVs. So let's get our UV editor up here, and let's just keep it at the normal 0 and 0 distance. We can apply it, and we can look at our UVs. They're all just on top of each other. Let's now do something about this. So UVs, and we're gonna put the UV offset just totally to 1. Whatever. I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna look now. Now you can see that it's all next to each other. This way you can UV unwrap it all in once. And as last, we have the start cap and end cap. So we take, let's just think this is a snake. It's a very rudimentary snake, but this is the head, this is the tail, and this is the middle body. And let's click on the body, and we're gonna do the start cap. We're gonna take the tail, or the head, sorry, and the end cap, we do the tail. And I'm gonna hide those two pieces right now, and you will see that it seems kind of weird, and that is because of our relative offset. So I'm gonna do the relative offset on the y-axis, and now you can see that we have a very small little snake, and we can of course put the count higher. Put the count higher, and here you can see that the middle gets duplicated, and we always will have only one end cap and one start cap. So that's kind of the array modifier, and as you know, you can just combine everything together and that stuff. Yeah, that might be fun for in the future, but I'm here to explain what this does, and I hope you learn something from this. So if you want to learn some more modifiers, click on to the next one. See you guys.